Hello and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that hates negative numbers so much it will stop at nothing to avoid them. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Blitzkrieg from PSC Games. In Blitzkrieg from PSC Games, two players take on the roles of either the Axis or the Allies during World War II as they fight all over that kooky globe. The game board represents the various theaters of operations that were contested during World War II. You have Western Europe, Eastern Europe, the Pacific, Africa, and the Middle East, and Southeast Asia. Each theater of operations has kind of a tug-of-war scoring board with a red dot in the middle where you place a red cube to mark the scoring marker. You also have various campaign tracks of either 2 or 3 rows. Now, essentially, at the beginning of the game, each side is going to have a number of tokens. These tokens represent either a tank, meaning an army. You have a battleship, meaning navy. You also have airplanes, which represent the Air Force. You have admirals and generals. Most of these things have a number on them, which generally is going to be very relevant in the game. You're going to place all of your tokens in a bag. You're going to kind of shuffle them, mix them up in the bag. Then you're going to draw 3. These are your reserve. They're going to be in front of you. And you're going to have a player screen, so the other player doesn't know how many tokens you have in front of you and what tokens you have in front of you. On your turn, you're going to place one of your tokens on one of those campaign tracks in the theater of operations. You always have to place on the highest campaign track in that specific theater of operations. Now, where you place that is going to do some certain things. Now, first of all, if your token has a number on it, you're going to be able to advance the tug-of-war score tracker onto your side, that number of spaces. But depending on where you place it down, there may be other effects as well. Some spaces are industrial production. Essentially, that means you can draw an extra tile from the bag to place in your reserve. You've got bombing. Essentially, you can randomly select one of your opponent's tokens that they have to put back in their bag. You have research. Essentially, there's a bunch of research tokens, yellow research tokens, that are face down. You can draw one of those randomly and put it in your bag and hopefully draw it later. You have tactical advantage. This is a number that lets you move a unit a number of spaces further along that particular scoring track in that theater of operations. You also have strategic advantage. Strategic advantage essentially allows you to move a number of spaces on any theater of operations track except the one where you placed that token. You have propaganda, which essentially gives you a victory point. You can move up a number of victory points on the victory point track. You have improved industrial production, which allows you to draw 2 tokens from your bag and place them in your reserve. You have research industry, which allows you to grab one of those random research tokens and immediately put it into your reserve. And you have improved research, which allows you to put 2 of those research tokens drawn randomly into your bag. Players go back and forth, placing their tiles on the board. The admiral and the general also lets you move forward 1 space for every other army or navy you've placed. And you can only place, of course, the armies on the the ground spots. You can only place the navy on the water spots, but you can place the Air Force token on either one, either navy, or, either ground or water. You've also got the Blitzkrieg icon, which lets you place a second one on the board somewhere as well. Now, if you close out a campaign, meaning you place the last token in that campaign, you're going to get a number of victory points if you have the most, if you've got the score tracker on your side. Whoever has a score tracker on their side gets those points regardless of who closes the campaign. Now, the research tiles, they come out with different things. You've got like heavier tanks and battleships, which allow you to move more spaces. You have got spies, you've got scientists, you've got nuclear bombs. You've got all sorts of things that can come out and really help you as you're trying to advance on those individual tracks, which will get you more points on the score tracker. The game ends immediately if the Allies get to 25 points. If the Axis get to 25, the Allies will have the option of trying to catch up, since the Allies do start the game with initiative. And then whichever side, of course, has the most points by that point wins Blitzkrieg. So Blitzkrieg is an incredibly simple game. Like I say, it plays in about 20 minutes. It's very easy to learn, very easy to play, and it is quick. This is a great, super fun light game. I really had a lot of fun with this. Obviously, it's very abstract. It's a very abstract World War II game, and that's fine for what it is. There's a lot of luck here, but again, for 20 minutes, I don't care. I think as fast and quick as this game plays, the luck factor is great. And it is abstract, but that theme does come through, and you do get a kind of a fun World War II theme from the game. So I really enjoyed that. That's a lot of fun. If this were a longer game, if this were an hour game, I probably wouldn't like it that much because the luck would just be too much. But as quick as this game is, it's really fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I actually played this game at recently at Gameathon, which is my friend Chris, where we just have a weekend to play games. And I played this right after I played like a 5.5 hour game of War Room, which is like an uber complex, not terribly complex, but like a big World War II game, and then to go from that to this one was just a lot of fun. It was a great study in contrast of how you can design a game on a theme. But I really enjoyed Blitzkrieg quite a bit. Recommendation for the discriminating gamer for Blitzkrieg is, go ahead, you're going to want to buy this one. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Wargame Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. You know, ladies and gentlemen, PSC Games may stand for Plastic Soldier Company, but in my opinion, their games are pretty snappy, chum. Cut.
Somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
I just really enjoy doing this. I just really enjoy doing this. I just really enjoy doing this.